Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here, showing that you care about your education, that you don't take it for granted. One of the big things about us being young is that we sometimes fail to vote and take part in the very important decision-making processes. Our next speaker is Bill Hedrick. Mr. Hedrick has dedicated 35 years to public education, and he currently sits on the Corona-Norco Board of Education. He is also a candidate. He's running for Congress in the 44th District against the current incumbent, Ken Calvert.
All right. You know, I really am so pleased that you are out here today and that you're going to show Riverside that the cuts that the state has proposed are not acceptable. And let me tell you, here's the deal. We live in a community that's been devastated by a tough economy, and we have lots of neighbors, community members that have lost their homes to foreclosure. But there's a link here. This is the link. There is another foreclosure that's going on, and it's a foreclosure of the future, of your future, and the future of this state. And the reason why it is so serious is because in California, the engine of social mobility here is education. And it was established that way. The master plan for this state in 1960 laid it out clearly that every able student was to be guaranteed a free education. What has happened? What has happened to that dream? It is a dream that we cannot afford to lose. And you can't afford to lose it because your future is tied to it. There are genuine funding issues in this state, but the real challenge isn't lack of money, it is bad priorities. Bad priorities. We need to have new leadership in Sacramento. And Francisco pointed out the problem. I want to share something with you that you may not be aware of, but it's the truth. The truth is, in affluent communities in this state, well, you don't have to leave very far from this state. Affluent communities in the 44th District in South Orange County, 90% of eligible voters are registered. The government works just fine for those folks that live in Coto de Casa and some other neighborhoods. It works great. They know if they vote, they get policies that support them. But this district and this state is made up of working families, of a middle class that is under pressure. And in working class and middle class communities like Riverside, within a stone's throw of this institution, the voter registration is abysmally low. Now, I know all the arguments as to why people shouldn't vote, why they're sick of voting, it doesn't make any difference, blah, blah, blah. It does make a difference. That's why we have the leadership in this state that we have at the present time, because not enough people are participating. In the community here in Riverside, 50% of eligible voters are not registered. And for voters, potential voters under 30, it's even higher than that. What that means is the policies that come out of this county don't represent the needs of the county. They don't represent the needs of working families. They represent an elite few. And if you would participate, if you will get your family members and your friends to participate, it will transform Riverside as well as California. Now, why do we have cutbacks? We have cutbacks because the priorities are wrong. We have a state that was founded on the idea that universities were important, The budget has been swallowed up by our prison system at this point. We are spending more dollars. Even Governor Schwarzenegger has pointed it out. More money on the prison system than on the university system. That was not the promise of California. You know, at the end of the day, you do need to push back. You do need to fight back. We have a system that is responsive, but not if you don't participate. So I want to thank you again for standing up for yourselves, standing up for the next generation. We can't afford to lose this ladder of social mobility. We can't afford a status quo in this state. You are going to make a difference. Thank you so much for coming out.
How you doing, Riverside Community College? Let's give it up for Bill. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome, fellow colleagues. Thank you for all coming out on this historical day in the making. We must express a gratitude for our previous education supporters, because if it wasn't for them, RCC students would be discouraged to take this stand here today. UC Berkeley, UCLA, CSU Long Beach, and others I have missed. I want to add to this past Tuesday, I read in the Press Enterprise about the Inland Empire's dependency on county programs. Unemployment, layoffs, cash aid, and general relief is increasing. That is not true. Every day I meet